What's going on YouTube? It's R to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again like I told you I would. And here is my promised in-depth review of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, specifically the Wii version, though they are pretty much identical across all platforms with the exception of the Wii's motion control option. So here's the intro to the game. Sorry about that screen tearing. That just happens in the game when I play it. I don't know if it's a Wii version issue or if it's across the board. Don't really remember. But for the most part, here is the intro. I have cut out certain parts of the intro because I don't want any like copyright infringement or any of that. And plus, the intro is rather long, seeing as how it's the most epic. Probably this and Shaolin Monks are the most epic intros in the Mortal Kombat universe. So here you see that every combatant you can think of that's ever been featured in a Mortal Kombat game is now a part of the fray, fully playable. The intro here shows off some of the new dynamics of the 3D era. We got Sub-Zero and Scorpion going at it, which is just always an epic battle. Sub-Zero wins, of course. There you see we got Raiden and Shinnok going at it. You know, just like mortal enemies. And what you're going to see here in the intro right here between Baraka and Kung Lao, this shows off right in the intro one of the new dynamics, the air combat. So there's a lot of air combos and air moves you can pull off while playing, while fighting. So it's just showing that off. So here you see the Pyramid of Argus. This is basically where the final battle of Armageddon is going to happen. Whoever gets to the top and defeats Blaze, which is this game's boss, will get godlike power. So now everybody just goes crazy. And you see you got Cabal, Striker going, everybody's just trying to race to the top.
At the apex of destruction. Alliance and old hatreds will be revived.
I love the character design in the 3D era. Like Shang Tsung's robe and armor and all that. Even zombie Liu Kang, like, you know, mummified Liu Kang coming back from the dead after he got killed in Deadly Alliance. Just awesome character design. The 3D models, especially for this day and age and this time where the game came out, are just spot on. And this intro, the choreography, the fighting, all of it is just top notch, man. Really sets the stage for an epic fighter. So Shang Tsung thinks he's gonna be the one to reach the top. Liu Kang's got him.
It has come to this.
I love that. I love the de-aging right there. Or I'm sorry, the aging.
Has begun.
And that's Blaze. So here we go. That was the intro, more or less. Now we're gonna get into the game and all the different game modes. I'm gonna show off each one in rather thorough detail. And you always got these character menu screens with two enemy characters or opposite characters, one in the foreground, one in the background. And here you see, look at the roster. This is the biggest roster of any Mortal Kombat game to this day, honestly. The only character I don't have unlocked there in the bottom right corner is Blaze, because I hadn't gotten to that point yet, and I also had to start over from scratch because all my memory got wiped on my Wii. So here you see just everybody, every ninja, every female character, every boss character, playable, all of them, man. And just great character design on the models, man. You got Goro, Kentaro, all of that. So this is basically your arcade ladder. I'm just gonna take you to the arcade mode, show you a couple of fights, different characters, different stages, so you can see what the 3D era of Mortal Kombat brought. And also the fact that this is the pinnacle of the 3D era. This is the best one out of the three. Everybody loves Deception. Deception's amazing, but this is the most complete one. So here you got this stage is Sector's Warship. So, I'm Sub-Zero. They put me against Sub-Zero, just by luck of the draw. So here you get to see some of the combos, the way you can move around in 3D. Where you see those yellow lines on the ground, those yellow borders, that's a stage hazard. So I can knock them into this fan right here. You'll see right there, boom. You know what I'm saying? So those are stage hazards. If you see a red line, that's a stage fatality. And the great part about this is stage fatalities can happen at any moment. Now this is where some people did not like Armageddon. Instead of having character-specific fatalities, you have a creative fatality system where you can basically just chain together brutal move after brutal move, rip out an organ, break an arm, turn them around, stab them with a weapon, all that. And the more you put together, the more vicious the fatality is. I understand why they did that because the game has so many characters and alternate costumes and weapons and all that it's kind of taxing on the memory. So I get it. But you see here, we walked around in 3D there. Let's see an air throw from Sub-Zero. You know what I'm saying? So it's the 3D element just added so much to Mortal Kombat. Of course, if you guys are Mortal Kombat fans, you know this is a stage for Mortal Kombat 3 that was introduced in Mortal Kombat 3, which is the subway. So remember, the subway was a stage fatality in Mortal Kombat 3. You knock when it was finishing, you can knock them into the track, and they get run over by the train. Well, here, Armageddon, it's completely on the fly. So I can literally, the first hit of the fight, if I hit them hard enough, I can knock them into that track, and the fight's over. So you'll see that right here. See that red line right there at the edge of the track? That's letting you know that's a stage fatality, and if you hit them just right, you can trigger it. So right here, wow. See, it wasn't finishing, it wasn't the end of the fight, but right here we ended the fight. Boom, right there, vicious. And there's so many of these littered throughout the game, man. I mean, I lose count. There's, I would say at least close to the double digits of stage fatalities and also stage hazards in this game. There you got the bell towers, another stage that was introduced in Mortal Kombat 3. The 3D rendition of it is just beautiful. So you see Kano just swap between the knives and his regular style. Each fighter in Mortal Kombat Armageddon has two fighting styles. Their regular hand-to-hand style and their weapon style. So they dumbed that down from Armageddon and I believe Deception. Each of those had three different fighting styles. Two hand-to-hand and one with a weapon. Now obviously because of the memory limitations of the hardware and how much they crammed into this game, they kind of dumbed it down to one and a weapon. Which I kind of prefer. I mean, it was cool having the three styles and you can link different combos in between. But man, at the end of the day, all you really need is one fighting style and a weapon, so I'm cool with it. Also, you'll notice the blood stays on the ground. That's something that got introduced in Deadly Alliance and stayed through Deception and Armageddon, which makes it more real, man. The fact that these systems were much more advanced than your Super Nintendo or Genesis and stuff like that, they had the RAM that they could be able to render that blood and keep it there throughout the fight. So you can see just how vicious your fight was, which how much blood is on the ground. Also, you'll notice you got blood that's dripping down Sub-Zero right there. So you take damage, your character bleeds throughout the match, and the more you get hit, the more you get damaged. You'll see it on their face, in their clothes. You'll see bruising, cuts, exposed muscle, things like that. So they really went all out with this 3D era of Mortal Kombat, man. I love it. Now here in this stage, just like in the original Mortal Kombat 3, there is a stage fatality where you can knock them through the floor and they fall on spikes. However, there's also a stage hazard here and we happen to be right under it. So I didn't realize that. I was trying to knock them through the floor and you'll see what happens. But it's still dope. I mean, there's so many different ways to inflict damage and pain on your opponent. Mortal Kombat would have it no other way. See right there, you can just sidestep, side roll, roll away from opponents. You have combo breakers, so if somebody's really pulling off a nasty combo on you, you can actually do a combo breaker, kind of Killer Instinct style. They added a lot, man. The overall combat system of these 3D era Mortal Kombat games is something to behold, man. To this day, it holds up, man. See right there, he just sidestepped my spinning attack. Here we go. I try to knock him in, but we were right under the bell, so he just gets donged. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, there's stage fatalities, stage hazards, all pretty much in every stage, man. I can't think of a stage that doesn't have one, at least one. There, I'm gonna show you a different character. I had to start with Sub-Zero. That's my main, always. And now we go to my favorite villain, Shang Tsung. Now we're fighting in Goro's lair. Remember Goro's lair from the original Mortal Kombat? Look at the 3D rendition of it, dude. And in this fight, you're gonna see something else that they added. They basically brought along from the older games. And the thing I like about Shang Tsung, and he's not the only one, but he's one of the characters that comes to mind, is you saw him doing that 3D fire that goes around in a circle. That's the type of move you can't sidestep. You either gotta block it or duck it because it goes around in 3D. So no matter which way you're stepping, it's gonna come around one side and nail you. So they accounted for everything, man. There you go, knocked right through the wall into a different part of the stage. Kind of like in Mortal Kombat 3, where you go through the ceiling into a whole new stage. Kind of like an MK versus DC, where you can go through the wall and end up in another part of the level. And they kind of still do that in Injustice to this day. So you can really see, this was still when it was midway, but it's Ed Boon and the crew, so you can still see their lineage, you can still see their pedigree coming through in a game this old. And you still see it today in NetherRealms games when they make Injustice or Mortal Kombat, 11 or whatnot. There's a lot of that DNA in there. Take that soul. You see the destructible environments, the roof starts caving in. And again, bro, just the character models, man. Like look at Raiden's corrupted character model, bro. The black gear and armor, the cave. It's just awesome, dude. And here we go, boom. Nut kick. Break that arm. Crush the head. So I put four moves together. It's a bloody fatality. The more and more you get, the it'll be ultimate fatality or vicious fatality or whatever. Look, this stage here. Look, there's a hazard right there, the spines. There's another hazard, the acid pool. There's another hazard back there, the grinder. So this stage has like 4 or 5 stage fatalities that you can perform at any moment. Look, lava right there on the left corner. So this is kind of like a revamped Shao Kahn's Coliseum, because you can see him sitting up there in the throne. Like it's so great to see so many amazing locales from our favorite Mortal Kombat realized in full 3D. And keep in mind, this is back 2006-ish, around there. It's the first time we ever seen these things in 3D. So this back then was the cutting edge as far as graphics. I mean, I think to this day it still looks pretty damn good, but you could tell it's it's somewhat dated. But this back then was state of the art. To see Scorpion, like finally you see Scorpion's spear on his costume. It doesn't just materialize out of nowhere like it did in the older games. You see it right there on his back. Now I'm gonna fight as Liu Kang, but I didn't pick the zombified version. I like his alternate costume. I like the live Liu Kang, the hero everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Got that Bruce Lee fighting stance. There we go, right here, stage fatality. What? And there you go. So you could do it when it says finish him. You could do it at the first hit of the fight. It is completely live. You can do it whenever. Now this is an all original stage. Doesn't come from any of the older Mortal Kombats. I think it was introduced in Deception. This is a Sky Temple. Now this stage has a weapon right there in the middle of the stage that you can grab. It's got those yellow. You see the yellow borders around the edge. It means you can knock them off that. But when you knock them off that, they fall for a good minute and then slam off the roof and land on another part of the temple, and you go down there and you fight them there. See? Boom. Knocks me off. Bam. Now here we go. See, it's red, so that means there's a stage fatality option right there. So I'm trying to line them up. Boom! And this is what makes Mortal Kombat, bro. Ugh. So like I said, man, countless ways to finish off your opponent. You don't gotta wait till it says finish him to finish him off. You got Shao Kahn, bro. I love Shao Kahn's design in the 3D era. And if you look at it, I should have showed you his alternate costumes, badass also. There we go. Rip out the lungs, I think it was, and just crush the head. You could do, like I said, there's so many different variations, and really what they are is like button presses, like forward, a button, down, forward, a button. And here's the first time we were fighting Blaze, the character boss, or I should say the world boss from Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Like every other boss in Mortal Kombat history, cheap as they come, dude. Cheap as they come. You'll see me here resort to just jump kicks over and over again, and I still lose. But it's just wanted to show you how the boss looks. The final arena where you fight him, it's top of the pyramid, like I said from the intro, and it's just graphically gorgeous, man. So here we go, just jump kick, because I know that he's just gonna roll around, go right through my attacks. So here we go, back to the character. To the main menu. Now I'm gonna show you a different gameplay or game mode. This is Mortal Kombat. It's basically like a diabolical Mortal Kombat clone, and it actually stands on its own. This actually could have been its own game, bro, because it is pretty fun. You got different characters from the Mortal Kombat universe, chibi versions with the big heads, customized cars that go right with them, with the character, like Scorpion's, look, he's in a spear. And it's got power-ups. It also has like fatalities that happen mid-race, man, like death traps and all that. So this literally could have been its own game, and it's just a side mode that you can just indulge in. So here you go. I'm gonna show you some footage of it. This is a Lin Kuei Raceway, which is like Sub-Zero stage. So the stars that you see there, those are power-ups. So you'll see, right there, boom, stage hazard. See, boom, freeze ball just froze him. I'm telling you, bro, it's a Mortal Kombat Mario Kart, bro. Show you a couple other stages, another racers. I think in this one I'm gonna be racing as Johnny Cage. So you see him there in his tux, in his sports car, which like suits him perfectly since he's like a movie star. There we go. Try to stay away from that hazard. You get boosts, and then boom, stage fatality. I mean, it's awesome, dude. It literally, like I said, bro, it really could have been its own like side project that NetherRealm could have put on the side. But here I'm gonna show you the Crypt. Show you how we unlock stuff in this game. Like in every other Mortal Kombat, you know, since Deadly Alliance, really, there's a Crypt where you can go to unlock characters, alternate costumes, concept art, videos, behind the scenes footage, even some stuff that wasn't that they were planning to put in the game that didn't make it. So here you get to see the stages. This is the Falling Cliffs arena. This is when you unlock it. It shows you a picture of it. Now you can play as that and play at that stage in multiplayer. Here we go. I unlocked the Mortal Kombat Armageddon, you know, concept video. And it just shows you what the Conquest mode is. That bow and arrow right there, that didn't make it to the final game. So it's cool that they're showing you all this stuff. And here you can unlock some concept art for character designs. I mean, I love it. The Crypt is awesome. From there, we're going to go to Conquest. Now, this is the adventure mode of the game. And it's really the story mode. This is the best Conquest mode by far. Deadly Alliance introduced that. It was really like a tutorial. Deception kind of made it like an open world limited RPG, which is really cool because you went to all the different realms and came across all the different characters. Conquest made it a straight up action adventure beat 'em up in the Mortal Kombat universe. Very, very Shaolin Monks like, not as good, but still dope. You come across all the characters and they're all a part of the story, and you get to see the story. This character that you see here, his name is Taven. He's basically the main protagonist in the Armageddon story. He's kind of like Cole Young in the Mortal Kombat movie, so, you know, I'll never be picking him when I'm playing on my own, but I don't mind them being there. So you'll see here that you come across characters and then you get into actual fighting scenarios where you have to, you know, fight like a Mortal Kombat style fight. But you'll see now as the gameplay goes on, there's also actual in-game like fighting different enemies all at the same time. You unlock certain moves, different power-ups, things of that nature. Just really, really good, man. And it takes you through the entire Armageddon story. You go to different realms, different locations. I mean, it's just real, real epic. And it's also a good way in the game to earn currency that you can use in the Crypt to unlock different, you know, costumes, concept art, all that stuff. And it's also a way to unlock certain things that are only unlockable, certain characters and things of that nature that are only unlockable by unlocking them in Conquest mode.
No, Taven.
So here you see one of the things that happens in this Conquest mode is you come across these monoliths, and when you touch them, you basically go into them, and a representation of Argus, your father, trains you and teaches you different things and skills that you'll need to progress through the Conquest mode.
There are others like it scattered throughout the realms. They can only be activated by you or your brother. Now then, let us begin your training.
So here he's just teaching you your basic attacks, you know, how to get along. Here you unlock a special move, which is like a thunder fist or a ground pound, basically. Here, how to perform fatalities. When your enemies are dazed, you perform a number of fatalities. You get, you know, points and coins for that. Here you see some of the death traps that are in the Conquest mode that are throughout the different stages. I mean, the Conquest mode is real cool, man. At one point, you go to the Lin Kuei Temple, and you have to, like, you fight the Lin Kuei, and then Sub-Zero becomes like your ally because Smoke and Noob Saibot, I believe, their clan, the Brothers of Shadow, are invading the Lin Kuei. So you're helping Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei fend them off. I mean, it's dope. It's dope as hell. And you get, and like I said, characters from all across the realms. Man, here you got the Tarkatans, Baraka's race. You get rushed by them. Got to take them all on. Got to kill enough of them to be able to progress. So here you see the hand-to-hand combat part of the Conquest mode. Fully 3D, you can move the camera around and everything. And remember, like I said, this is 2006, so for back then, this is pretty nice graphically. There we go, fatality. Bah! Get up out of here. Here we go. You get, you also get, you know, certain weapons throughout the stages, and just boom, just cause mayhem and carnage, bro. So satisfying, bro. I'm telling you, Conquest mode is something. If you're any kind of a Mortal Kombat fan and you have not played Armageddon's Conquest mode, I would say snatch up a copy of the game just to play that, bro. Seriously, bro. I mean, the game itself is amazing overall, but just the Conquest mode alone. So here you see, like I said, characters from all across Mortal Kombat. Here's Cabal. So he fits into the story.
For another ruthless warrior.
I have no intention of joining you and your thugs.
You will regret your decision. Fight.
Strange-looking warrior. At least I won't have to deal with his clan any longer. Looks like I've finally arrived at my father's temple. I didn't know he had one here in Earthrealm. That looks like Mother having one
Here's
of her
you know, a little bit of the story beats you get to see.
And this must be Father.
This is
speaking of the
Taven getting
elder
clued
gods.
in on what's going on story-wise, because before all this he was dormant, he was unconscious. So he's woken up to all this. And apparently he's on some quest that his father and mother have sent him on, him and his
I
brother.
have no memory of that.
And he has no idea what's going on. So it's pretty cool the way they show you the story. Again, some of the death traps. Level design is pretty damn good, especially, like I said, for a 2006 game. And this isn't even a main standalone game. This is just a game mode within a fighting game. It's dope, man. Here, you gotta be careful, some hazards. Yeah, you got to time it just right. And you see those coins. You can collect coins. Like I said, it's a great way of collecting coins playing Conquest mode, so that you can unlock stuff, you know, in the Crypt. But there's coins that are single coins like that. There's coins that come in bags. There's, you know, chests that you open up to give you thousands of coins at a time. And boom, there it is. That's one of the many ways you can die in Conquest mode. And the last thing I'm going to show off is the Creative Fighter. Mortal Kombat Armageddon came, on top of everything I've showed you, it comes with a full-fledged, very in-depth Creative Fighter. I'm just going to show you some of the features of it. Basically here, I'm just going to make my own version of Ryu from Street Fighter. And watch how easy it is. But look how much you can customize, man. I mean, you go to the face, look at all the different looks that you can give your character. All right, there, Reptile's race. If you want to make him as a Terrian like Reptile, you can. I mean, you can do anything, man. Scorpion Skull. You can make Ghost Rider if you want. I mean, it's... Dude, I've seen people with... You go on YouTube and look up Mortal Kombat Armageddon Creative Fighters, and I've seen people make Freddy, Jason, Superman, Spider-Man, wrestlers, whatever, bro. I mean, it's very, very in-depth. These are all just some of the looks. Now here you'll see I go to the hair. Remember, I'm trying to make Ryu from Street Fighter. Look how accurate you can get with, you know, very little effort. Because they give you so many tools to work with. If you want to make a cyborg ninja like Cyrex and Sector, you can. I mean, it's just crazy. Look, Freddy's hat right there. So you see the hair I picked? I mean, I didn't show you myself picking it, but there you see it. Now look, I picked karate gi. You get a full camera mode if you want, like a free camera, so you can go all around. So I'm gonna select this, change the color. Starting to look more and more like Ryu. Now here, I'm looking for some gloves. Boom, there it is. Those are Ryu's karate gloves right there. The pants, there you go. The black belt, boom. Where's that red headband Ryu likes to wear? Here I'm trying to see, do I want to put a beard on him? Because, you know, older Ryu has a beard, but nah. There's so much you could put on him, man. It's crazy, bro. You could spend hours in this alone. And back in the day, I did. I made everybody, bro. I had a huge roster. So yeah, I'm looking at beards. Like, oh, let me see, old Ryu. Nah, let's go for the classic Ryu. There it is. And boom, right there, you got Ryu from Street Fighter, man. You can go in and up to the width and length of the nose, the mouth, lip size, all of that, bro. It's so in-depth. You pick their fighting stance, their fighting style, aggressive or defensive. You can name it if you want to. I mean, it's crazy, man. Again, this is just one of the side game modes in Armageddon. You know what I'm saying? So, hope you guys have enjoyed the video, man. God bless y'all. Stay gaming. It's R to the double E.